Yeah, look, they said that I couldn't do it, so I went and did it. W's only, you know I've been winning. Top of the world, the globe is spinning. If you know, you know I've been on a what? Mission. Go. Okay, let's get it. Got a little time on my hands like a wristwatch. I don't got time for the brakes and a pit stop. Race through the gridlock, take it like Chris Rock. Right to the chin, still win. Heavy metals like Slipknot. Got the driving, I got tunnel vision. I just hit my stride the way I run the business. I've been making paper like I'm Dunder Mifflin. See the end game, I got one division. Look, I just did it. W's only, you know I've been winning. Top of the world, the globe is spinning. If you know, you know I've been on a mission. Go. Okay, let's get it.
The crown jewel, where legends are made, the draft decides your fate, and where one move can change everything in an instant. Tonight, it's not just a race, it's Daytona. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Eliza Bethel alongside Matt Sisler, and it is going to be a fun one. Matt, how you doing out there?
I'm doing good, Eliza. How are you doing?
I'm doing great. We had the duels last week, which set up the grid for tonight. I think the biggest thing is learning how to deal with the draft. That's going to be the biggest storyline tonight, but no qualifying. That's already set.
Absolutely. Hopefully these drivers have been getting this practice in for the past about 45 minutes. We got about 15 minutes left before we go green. You can see a few cars getting ready, working in the drafts right now, and hopefully everybody's going to figure that out and get ready to go for our 80-lap feature.
All right, well, we do have our driver spotlights tonight, and so let's go ahead and introduce them. We have veteran driver for Dart, Luke Allen of the number 7 Chevy, and also rookie driver for Independence Motorsports, Fortson Poston. He is the pilot of the number 41 Ford. Gentlemen, how you doing out there?
Good. Doing all right so far.
Glad to hear it. It hasn't started yet, so I'm sure you're doing just fine right now. All right, first question of the night. If Daytona had a theme song, what would it be? And we're going to start with Luke Allen.
I think the song that comes to mind first is Freebird.
Ooh, nice. All right.
Just Daytona just kind of embodies America, I feel like.
That is true.
And that song is America.
I like it. I really like it. All right, Fortson, how about you? What song would be your theme song?
I cannot think of anything off the top of my head. I'm so bad at these.
I know. I'm putting you on the spot, aren't I? Okay, well, are you not going to answer that one? Then what are you into? Country, rock? What do you got? At least give me that.
Definitely more country.
Okay.
Definitely.
All right, fair enough. And that fits Daytona, so that would be perfect, right?
Sure.
All right. Second question. Man, you're going to love these, Fortson. All right, pick 3 current in real-life drivers that you'd want to hang with. Who are they, and where are you headed? And this is going to Fortson.
Dude. We got Ryan Blaney.
Okay.
Off rip. We'll do Bubba Wallace. He seems fun. And we'll do Connor Zillich. Why not?
Ooh, all right. That's a crazy group right there. I love it. All right, where are you headed, though?
Oh, man, we're going to the beach. For sure. And we're drinking some. I don't know about Connor because he's only 19, but me, Blaney, Bubba, for sure, dude.
That sounds like a hell of a hangout. I'm down for it. That's awesome. Let me know how that goes if that ever happens. All right, Luke, what about you? Who is your 3 drivers that you're hanging with, and where are you going?
I think I'll first go William Byron. We got some stuff in common there with the iRacing.
Nice.
I like the Blaney choice. He just seems like a chill guy. That'd be a good hang.
Yeah.
Probably somebody a little different to mix it up. How about we'll go with AJ Allmendinger.
Oh, okay.
Veteran of the sport. He probably has some good stories.
I'll bet he does. All right, and with those 3, where you headed?
I think Gatlinburg would be a good call. We do some go-karting, maybe some mini golf, hang out. Sounds like a good time.
Yeah, you got to go to a jacuzzi too, hang out there.
Yeah, yeah.
choose some stories. I love it. All right, next question. Name the race you would love to attend and why. And we're going to start with Luke for this one.
So fun fact, I've actually never been to a race.
Didn't you say that last year? Didn't I ask you and you said that?
Maybe. Yeah, I was gonna go to Kentucky and then they took it off schedule.
Man, I'm with you. It's terrible.
Yeah. So I think if there's one track it's got to be Bristol. I mean, I think it's such a unique track. There's nothing like it.
Yes.
Also, it's one of the more realistic ones. It's actually kind of close to me. So I'm not going all the way to Sonoma or something. So yeah, we'll go with Bristol.
I love it. It's a great track. That is on my bucket list. I want to go there. Kentucky was awesome because you could see the entire thing. I went there like every single year, so I do miss it for that. But yeah, fair enough. All right, Forsen, what about you? Name the race you would love to attend.
It's got to be the playoff Martinsville race.
Ooh, nice.
It's got to be.
Yeah, that would be awesome. The paperclip is always crazy intense, and hey, you know I love it because Chase won there, so I'm down.
Yep.
All right, this is going to be from Francis Hamilton from last week. He says, "What would you do to get your first career win in SnB?" And we're gonna start with Fortson.
Oh God, dump a teammate. That's not great.
Okay, fair enough. At least you didn't say like dump your grandma or something. So there you go.
No, that's too far.
There you go. All right, Luke, what about you? What you doing?
Well, technically, I do have a win, but it's preseason, so I don't think that really counts. I mean, I'll give somebody the bumper. I'm not gonna wreck a teammate.
Yeah.
I've raced with most of them for like 5 years at this point. I'm
Right.
not gonna do that to one of them. I'm happy when they win. I'll definitely give a teammate a little bumper, shove them up the way a little bit, but
Rattle their cage.
yeah, rattle the cage a little bit. Yeah, for sure. I don't know
Fair
if I can
enough.
do that here though. There'll be a 10-car wreck, but
Probably
we'll
more
see.
than that even, I would say.
Yeah.
All right, do either one of you have a question for next week's interview?
Oh man.
I am putting you
could-
guys on the spot hardcore.
We could make it a little interesting and say like who's your favorite or least favorite person to race with.
Ooh,
I
okay.
like that one.
Making it spicy, huh?
Yeah, make them.
You can't bring any of the new people like me.
Yeah,
We'll just
yeah.
be like, I had no idea.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, that's true. That is true.
Yeah.
All right. I appreciate it, guys. It was fun getting to chat with you, and I wish you a ton of luck. I hope you guys do well. I don't want to give you the booth jinx here, but I hope to talk to you after the race. Stay out of trouble. Keep the car clean.
We will certainly try.
All right. Take it easy, guys. All right, you guys heard it there. I'm going to try to get Fortson down into his voice channel there. It's going to take me a second. There we go. All right, Matt. We have a couple of minutes left. These guys, man. Fortson cracks me up. He was put on the spot there. He didn't know what to say with that.
No, and I'm surprised neither of them said Sideways by Dierks Bentley, because that would have been my first thought about Daytona, just because I've seen so many compilation videos where they use Daytona clips for that song.
That would be an amazing one. I'll tell you what, though, every time I attend a race or I've done like the racing experience at a track, I have to listen to AC/DC. I feel not right if AC/DC isn't on my list there. So that would be my answer. And I'm sticking
That's
to
a
it.
great one. I mean, what song? Because you have any
Any of
number of
them.
them that could be used for NASCAR.
Well, yeah, I mean, there's tons of them. So any
Thunderstruck.
one of them. Thunderstruck is amazing. Absolutely. Back in Black, you name it. I'm down.
Great choices.
All right, you can see these guys in practice. The draft, we were talking about it, and I do have to give a shout out to Germs. Thank you so much for the follow. I appreciate it. Hope you guys are having a great night out there. But yeah, back to this draft. Okay, slower is going to be the name of the game when it comes to drafting. These guys are going to go slower unless you have at least 3 to 4 guys. Other than that, you're going to want to do a little bit of arrow push.
Absolutely. With these cars, it is so difficult to get up to the person behind you to the point where if you're the lead car, you almost have to drag the brakes so you can stay connected, which something that really can be tricky on these plate tracks, especially if you get 3 cars hooked up. Like I see Devin Lucan, Isaac Brock, and Thomas Harmon out here right now on my screen, and they are all linked up nose to tail, and I can guarantee you Lucan is dragging the brakes all the way around to stay connected. It's just these cars are so weird when it comes to plate racing.
Yeah, I mean, it's just going to be a little difficult. You can see a little squirrely how they are trying to stay in that line. And Thomas Harmon, he is not on his bumper. I mean, he's staying off a little bit. So you see him now coming up to Isaac's back bumper. This is going to be just such a give and take type of thing. You're going to see a lot of guys really struggling out there, getting loose. Devin Lucan in that 52, just his car getting a little uneasy in that push. So very interesting to see out here, and how are they going to handle it? This is the Daytona 200. Absolutely insane. Jaron says, Thomas just letting his toe rest. I hope his toe is a lot better. Poor Thomas. But yeah, Coffee, Jaron, I hope you guys are doing great out there.
Yeah, and we saw it in the duels last week, Eliza, where we had a number of drivers on corner exit off of 2 and off of 4, the cars twitching. And it's just a product of this racing. These cars can be so stable one moment, but if you barely put it on center, especially on corner exit, it can very easily send a car around. Because these cars, unlike the O'Reilly's cars and unlike the trucks, are extremely hard to try and save in a situation like that. So you got to be very, very careful, and wouldn't be surprised if you get down to crunch time towards the end of the race and you see 1 or more accidents on corner exit.
Right. You just saw Joe Berg. He had a driver come up behind him, gave him a push wrong, and it was a pretty aggressive push. It's practice. These guys are playing, trying to test the limit, see what they can get away with. But obviously that is not one of them that they can get away with. It's just going to be something that they have to communicate very well with, and once you see someone get a little loose, you're gonna just have to immediately let off, which is it's gonna be hard because you have to be really aggressive out here to try to make up any position. And you see how hard you can fall. We have no fast repair, so if you make one wrong move and you cause a big one, you can see it right here.
Yep.
You're done.
Yep.
You're done.
Yeah,
so.
and iRacing can be incredibly cruel when it comes to damage. It can be weirdly kind, but it can also be incredibly cruel if you just happen to hit wrong. If the net code contact says you hit too hard, it can be anything. I've had incidents where I've hit at 150 miles an hour, and it's been maybe a minute's worth of damage, which on a plate track you can get repaired under caution. And then I've had ones where you barely hit somebody at 40 miles an hour and the suspension's broken and you're done.
Yeah,
so
it's tough.
It can be very tough, especially if you don't do anything wrong. Somebody can just spin in front of you, running in the middle of the pack. That's one of the most dangerous places on this track for a reason, because if you see something happen in front of you, you can be in it before you can react, and even if you do react and slow down, you still have half the field behind you who could very easily run into you and hit and plow into you and send you around or wreck you. So it's just, you have to be so mindful of everything when we come to a plate track.
Right, and this track is not especially wide. I mean, we went to iRacing Super Speedway just for the fun of it. Never been there before. We did it for an exhibition race, and it's so incredibly wide there. Here, you do not have that amount of track. So if you're 2 and I will say possibly 3 wide, you make any type of mistake and it's going to just get a whole bunch of people involved. So it's just something that these guys are really going to have to watch out for these 80 laps. It's going to be a tight race.
Absolutely. We're going to see cars running in a pack. What's Mike Joy say a lot of the time? That most people would park, running at about 190 miles an hour. That is going to be what we're going to see.
Yeah.
We're going to see these guys. This is a lot closer than a lot of us would like to park our cars next to each other, and they're going to be racing at speeds approaching 200 miles an hour in these cars. One wrong move, and as we've been seeing in practice, cars wobbling all over the place. All it's going to take is one person wobbling down and one person wobbling up, and that's it. It could be middle of the pack, could be for the lead, could be at the back of the pack. it could very well happen at any given point tonight, and look for it to happen probably, if it doesn't happen early, towards the end when guys really start to get aggressive.
Oh, yeah. Elbows will be out at the final few laps, but this race is getting ready to start, and this race is the Be Like Biff 200 at Daytona. You guys know what a humanitarian he turned out to be, just taking his personal chopper out and helping people in North Carolina trying to recover from Hurricane Helene in 2024. So, amazing person. Unfortunately, tragedy struck him and his family. So we're doing this race out here for him and his family tonight. So be like Biff.
Absolutely, be like Biff. Incredible person. He was always a driver that kind of flew under the radar for a lot of us. A lot of us who liked Jeff Gordon, like me. Biff was always somebody that was like, if he won and Gordon wasn't in contention, it was like, oh, that's okay. But then it's like, if he beat Gordon, it was, oh no. Or even Mark Martin, like he wasn't even the top guy for Roush for a long time, because you had Mark Martin, you had Kurt Busch, you had Matt Kenseth, but Greg flew under the radar and was always a very consistent driver, and you could tell how good of a person he was, like how loyal he was, because he stayed at Roush a long time. But like seeing just the NASCAR community react to, like when he came back at Texas for Kyle Busch's truck team for one race,
Right.
like the whole community absolutely loved that. So the fact that we lost him in the way we did was so horrifically tragic, and it's why we have the Be Like Biff 200 tonight, and we have a number of cars out here dressed up like his cars, and hopefully maybe we'll see one or two of them go to the front and win tonight.
Absolutely. I couldn't have said it better myself. But here we go to the grid. Sandy, we're thinking about you. Hope everything is all right and you're safe out there. Josh, I see you out there. It's going to be a fun night for sure. But man, we're getting this show started. Take a look at this grid. Your front row is going to be Pete Ruzick in that 26 with Austin Mitty in that 77 to his outside. In row 2 is going to be Hunter Johnson in the 88 with Francis Hamilton in P4. Row 3 is going to be Thomas Harmon with Andrew Zaff in the 89. Row 4 is going to be Mr. Jimmy Cocker with Luke Allen in that number 7. And in row 5 is going to be Matthew Gale in the 67 with Christopher Pugliese in that number 1 machine.
Yep, and starting out row 6, we have Justin Mons in the number 4 machine with Joe Turley in that number 30, that white and black number 30 Dart machine to his outside. Behind them, we have Riley Sawyer and Brian Pizzicemi in row 7. Row 8, Tristan Helf and Jose Ruiz. Row 9, Nick Turana and Josh Cole. And then row 10, we have Will Roberts and Ryan Robertson.
P21st is going to be Brendan Book with 22nd, Jordan McGraw. 23rd is going to be Brody Folliker with Dylan Robb in P24th. And in 25th, we're going to see Eric Heil in the 610 machine with Philip Bridgman in 24. 27th, going to be Joe Berg with Devin Lucan to his outside. P29, Travis Stroney in the 14 machine with Andrew Allen to his outside. And to finish off the final few, Fortson Poston in the 41 sitting P31. P32 is going to be Isaac Brock with P33, David Moransky and Jacob Zaff. He was one that joined just today, P34.
Boy, that's a way to join up right at the start of a season. Okay, I want to join. Where's your first race? Daytona for 80 laps.
Right?
Uh-oh.
It's going to be crazy. Dylan, is it his birthday? Man, we got to give a birthday shout out to Mr. Dylan C. Robb. Happy birthday. Hope to see him in the booth afterwards. But take a look at this crew. They're going to be getting lined up, ready to go for the Daytona 200 Be Like Biff race. First race of the season, 80 laps. And on lap 16, we are going to do a lap of silence for Greg Biffle and his family.
Absolutely, and just one of the few things we can do to pay tribute to him tonight.
You heard it. Sandy, I see ya. Germs. These guys getting ready to go and start off green for the Daytona 200. Pace car is off, and here we go, 2 by 2, all the way through. These guys already looks like they're side drafting at the start here, but man, 3 wide at some point. That 23 machine all the way midfield. He's on that outside.
Yep, I think he might be trying to play it safe and drop towards the back. Not a terrible strategy here at Daytona. Try to keep your car out of trouble. That's Jose Ruiz falling to the tail of the lead draft. He's got to be careful, though. You can't fall too far back or you're going to be out of the draft.
Pete Ruzick looking very happy in that front seat out there. He has got Mr. Hunter Johnson, who is a phenomenal pusher. I talked to him before the race, and he says, you know, I know exactly what these cars need and how they draft. He does race in real life. He does in the trucks. So he is very familiar with how this works. So no surprise here. He's up fronted very well in his duel, and he is giving a heck of a push to Pete.
Exactly, and Hunter did a very, very good job in the duel. You see Thomas Harmon also in that little bit of a 3-car breakaway at the moment with Jimmy Cocker trying to follow through on that inside line. Pete loves to plate race, so it's no surprise to see him out front. It was a bit of a surprise, a good one, when he got pole for this race. We were a little surprised up here in the booth, but happily so.
I know, from Mike to helmet, and he gets the front seat for the Daytona 200. But man, these guys 3 back here, so very, very interesting. Are they holding on to it? All right.
They save it, but nearly trouble. Guys further in the back. I believe Brendan Booker a little bit involved with that. That is just how it is. If you're all trying to stay too wide and somebody tries to drop into or tries to go 3, nobody's expecting it. There's another way you can have calamity. Good job by our drivers to hold on to it.
Yeah, we do have 2 packs now. We have a couple of drivers. It looks like it's going to be, man, I want to say from about 19th on, but man, they're starting to catch back up. So good news for these guys as they're trying to make their way back up to the front. It's going to be a little difficult. You can see a couple of stragglers in the 77, Austin Mitty. I'm not sure what's going on with him, but he has fallen and headed into, yeah, okay, there you have it. Black flag for Austin Mitty. He started on your front row.
I think maybe he might have gone right before Pete did or tried to go just an instant. It can be very quick. You know, it's a split-second decision, and unfortunately, he's going to lose the draft. He's got a lot of time to make it up, but that's still really tough when you lose the draft and you're going to be about 30 seconds behind the pack when you come off pit road.
Yeah, you hate to see that for sure. And you can see on the right top of our screen the second pack, and they are quite a bit behind, and that's going to be 22nd on, which is led by Jacob Zaff over here. And he was a new entrant for tonight. He has raced in SnB before, but it has been a while. He's getting a nice push by David Moransky in that 7-Eleven machine.
Yeah, but they're going to get a little bit of help from some stragglers who dropped off the back. We nearly had Calamity mid-pack in that leading group again, and again they saved it. They go around Brian Pizzichemi, who had to take to the grass just in case they started wrecking. Luckily they didn't, but Brian's going to fall way to the back.
Yeah, he's going to have to try to get in line and snag a spot so he doesn't lose too many more spots here. But man, that is tough. This is all over the place, but take a look. We do have another new leader. It is going to be Justin Mons, Jimmy Cocker in second, Pete Ruzick. He's going to be third, Hunter Johnson in fourth, and Thomas Harmon. He's going to round out your top 5.
Great job by Justin. He ran very, very well in all of our races, all the races well, and he seems to really have a good feel for how this league operates. We'll see how well he can do leading this pack now.
I see you guys out there in chat. Colby says, let's go, Zaff family. I think they're going to do awesome tonight. They've been out here several times. Love to see it. Maddie, I know who you're rooting for. David Moransky out here in the 7-Eleven. Yeah, he's doing great. I'm hoping he can get up to this front draft.
Absolutely. Although what you don't want to see from that second group is running side by side. Even if it's only right at the front of it, that's just going to slow you down. You really need to get in line, and everybody needs to get lined up, because with the lead pack side by side, you really could, like, get lined up properly. You could run them down if you get like 10, 12 cars in a line, and unfortunately, this is going to slow them down a little bit, being side by side.
On board with Andrew Zaff, he currently sits P8, started P6, and you can see him taking to that high side. He's got the 30 machine of Dart directly in front of him. Let's see how they can do with that outside momentum. Can they take that lead away from Mons? It is going to be close. We saw a nice run at the duels. Looks like we're going to have another nice one here.
Absolutely. Mons seeing the run, covers it nicely to make sure he stays in front of the lead group. Now dropping back down in front of Cocker. Trying to... That's interesting to see guys being that aggressive this early, but you can work... Ooh, almost didn't. It can almost work, but I think he's going to get put in the sucker hole here down the back straightaway.
Yeah, you can see him right in the middle. Not where you want to be. He's going to have to find a hole to try to make up some positions here. We'll see. Maybe he can snag a piece and nope. And then we just had Joe Berg just reappear on track in that 93 machine, but new leader, it is going to be Mr. Jimmy Cocker in that 11 machine right in front of Pete Ruzick.
Jimmy taking advantage of Justin getting out of shape there. I don't know if he got out of shape, got loose on corner exit, and then he tried to block and he just didn't quite get it right. But either way, Jimmy just stays low and takes advantage. Good job by him to take the lead.
You can see these guys trying to do everything they can to stay in that position. We have 2 wide for this front pack, and then here comes the second pack, several seconds behind, which is not what you want to see, but they are a single file line. These guys already separated so much. Lap 9 of 80. There's still plenty of racing left, but Matt, if you're a driver in that second pack, what are you thinking, and how are you going to make your way back up there?
I'm thinking I wish I had ran better in my duel so I would be up there right now, because that's usually what happens. But you're just thinking of everybody please get in line, which they've done. So get in line, get lined up. That's the best chance, because of that lead pack being 2x2, you're going to have a chance to run them down. It may take a while, it may take until our first fuel stops, but you can just about do it, and if you can somehow stay linked up through those first stops, if you haven't caught back up yet, you're going to pick up stragglers and guys having issues on pit road, so just don't give up yet. We're only an eighth of the way through the race.
You know, very interesting, because Andrew Allen, he was leading the second pack, and he's got a lot of front nose damage, which you know what that means. The draft, that air is not going to flow the way it needs to. I'm hoping he can hold on to that draft, but man, he might have to get some repairs once the caution comes out. Hopefully he can hang on to that draft.
Absolutely. It looks like he's caught up to Jose back of the pack, so that's good. You really, and that can hurt you more than you think. Like, he can run perfectly fine where he is right now. He can stay in the tail of that group. He can hang on to it pretty well, okay, as long as he stays with like a tenth or two of Jose in front of him. But being a leader of that pack, it's just going to slow everybody down. So that's actually really good for him to realize it and drop to the tail. Just make sure you get a car with a clean front out in the clean air.
Isaac Brock in that 21 machine, he's up 14 spots from where he started, and these guys are starting to take turns, kind of leapfrogging each other, trying to see who's best out front. Let's try anything that we can to try to take down that time between us and that first group. Hopefully it's going to work. You can see they are definitely trying different things to see what works best.
Yeah, I mean, it's all about trying to figure out who pushes best, who's best at second at pushing, and who's best in the third spot. Right now, you've got looks like you got a decent group. We'll have to keep an eye on their lap times compared to the lead pack, and hopefully they can make up ground. Like I said, if you stay in the single file pack with the leaders side by side in front, you will start to catch them. The question is how quickly.
Well, let's take a look at speed here. We have our second pack is going about 189 in the front. In our first pack, the leader, Jimmy Cocker, he's going 190, so extremely close, but there was a bit more separation than that. They were going about 185, and Jimmy Cocker, our leader, was going around 193. So when there's that much separation, that is not going to help you catch up, but take a look at this front pack. They are nose to tail, and that high side really hanging in there. A lot of teamwork with these drivers. Speaking of teamwork, Matt, you know that these teams are going to have to work together to try to make it up to the front if they aren't already.
Absolutely, and that's why having like teammates or even like affiliate teammates is such a benefit, Eliza. I remember last year when I ran in the Gen 6 series, and those cars were only a little bit better than these things for plate racing in terms of dealing with the draft. Having like my two teammates who were Connor Cunningham and Matthew Gale, like affiliates with Nitro, I had my own team, but having them in chat with me was actually really beneficial to try to make runs, try to keep our cars in position. It's just such a benefit to have a teammate in here. Doing it by yourself, it can be done. Don't get us wrong. We've seen single car teams win before here at Daytona, looking like Trevor Bayne. But it's so much more difficult than having a teammate or two or three behind you.
Lap 15 coming up on our lap of silence for Greg Biffle here. But man, new leader is going to be Joseph Turley. He goes out to the front. You can see him going down to that low side, controlling those lines, see where he wants to take it. And so far, it is working out for him. And you see Hunter Johnson making his way underneath the apron, trying to let it breathe a little bit.
Yep, trying to let it breathe, pulling the Denny Hamlin that we've seen before on plate tracks where he's going to just take it safe, go to the back. And how about that? We're coming to lap 16 and we got one of the Be Like Biff cars trying to lead, although they're wobbling off turn 4.
Here they go, making their way through. So we're going to give a lap of silence for Greg Biffle here. Man, these guys have kept pretty calm considering, Matt. I'm pretty impressed. Look who the new leader is, Andrew Zapp. Output Racing, thank you so much for the follow. I appreciate it. Odell, no stages. We had stages last season, not doing them this season.
And as somebody who raced last season, thank goodness no stages. Because back to pure racing and just going for it. How cool was that, Eliza, as well, on lap 16 that we had the Be Like Biff car almost leading that whole lap out there?
Francis Hamilton, P2. He's got the Be Like Biff car out there. You gotta love it. He's been out here for so many seasons, a veteran for FIWB SnB Racing. Does a phenomenal job. I'm excited to have him out here in that car. Looks phenomenal.
Absolutely, it does. And we're talking about teammates being important, Eliza. I mean, you've got two of the same iBuyPower schemes. How about that? Having not just the same teams, but the same schemes, running first and fourth with Zapfie out front and Mr. Jimmy Cocker, to borrow your terminology of whenever you say something about him, running in P4 just in front of Pete Ruzick.
I got to check on the second pack. It is now led by Ryan Robertson in that 2 machine. These guys are about 9 seconds back. The speeds here, 192 for the front pack, and here it's about equal. I mean, we're hitting 190, 192, so these guys are on par with each other, but unfortunately that's not going to get them to make up time and get back up there. It's just a wait and see. You know that caution's going to happen. It's just a matter of when. Until then, hold on to your car, keep it clean, and try to see that caution and not be involved in it.
Absolutely. If you can maintain, best case would be them gaining. This is the second best option. As long as they can maintain the gap, they're not in a danger of going a lap down. They're running, looking at the lap times as they come through here, Philip Bridgman, one of the last lead lap car in that pack, did just a 46.6. I'll have to see what Robertson does at the line here. It looks like a 46.85. So they're losing a little bit of time, but the gap is really not getting that big. As long as they're keeping it within a few tenths, they're not really in a danger of going a lap down before you get to
Andrew Zaft still in the lead out here, still getting a nice push from the 48 machine, and that brings up a question. How long does it take for these machines to overheat? I mean, you've heard the engine pops, and it's definitely not what you want to see out there. No fast repair. So if something happens to it, you're done as far as if your engine pops from overheating. These guys have to take turns. They have to get that clean air.
Absolutely, and that's one of the trickiest things as well, and that's why, like, the outside line can be very, very effective. As you see Joe Berg make the outside of Hamilton. It's why, like, if you're 2x2 and you can't like run a little higher in the corner to get clean air on the nose, you're going to have to do what he did with Zap and drop back. And unfortunately, if other cars get runs like we saw the 93 and 42 do, they're just going to be able to go right on by.
Joe Berg has his teammate Brody Folliker directly behind him. A couple of teammates up here to help out. You can see diagonally in that 7 Epic machine is right behind that 88 car. He's got some front nose damage, and it looks like Hunter may have a little bit. Not as much as that 7 machine, but we saw a lot of that in practice. These guys are going to really have to try to take care of those front noses. If you're out front and you have the clean air, you're not going to go as fast. So you're going to have to just relinquish that spot and give it to someone who can get your team up further.
Absolutely, and it's such a tricky thing, right? Like, sometimes you don't even realize it with, like, the net code and the contact. Like, you think you push somebody cleanly and your car is fine, you can get a 0x. I've seen that happen, where you maybe get a 0x, but all of a sudden you come to pit road and you've got damage on the nose of your car. You don't even realize it. It's such a fickle thing to deal with iRacing, with how the net code affects with your nose, with everybody else in the car. It's just so tricky to judge.
You said it right there, and these guys look like they were gonna get a little swervy. They managed to hold on to it, but Hunter Johnson fell back a little bit. He is currently sitting P15. We have 16 drivers in this front pack. And then we're going to have Ryan Robertson still leading that second pack. But man, it is tough out there. Still 9.7 seconds behind. They are not losing nor gaining much at all. But you can see kind of packs of 2 right here. We have the 2 and the 14, the 10 and the 41. And not a lot of nose to tail. You just cannot do a lot of pushing. It slows you down. It's absolute insanity how that works. Insane.
Absolute. It is insane because, like, every instinct is telling you, like, screaming, get up and push, because you need to get up there. But it just boggles the mind the way these cars work. Like, you have to be as close as you can without making contact sometimes, or sometimes maybe if you're actually pushing sometimes there you're gaining. It genuinely is it's just a matter of what goes wrong. That's why it's better to be up in the front pack with those guys instead of being in one of the cars that's trying to desperately claw back time.
All right, chat, you guys out there, let me know who you're rooting for. I know a couple of you have spoken up. I want to see your driver. Who you got? Ghost, I see you out there. Hope you're doing well tonight. Let's go through the field. These guys are doing amazing. I love the paint schemes. I want to show them some love. So we're going to start out here with our leader, Mr. Joe Berg of the 93 machine. He's got his own, he works on a radio show here. I know we've had him on here talking about it before. I'll have to get his information again to put it out there. But, man, he's so much fun to watch. So tune in and give him a watch here. In P2, we're going to have Brody Folliker. Third is going to be Andrew Zaff. doing solid out here. You see, he started 6th. He's currently P3. P4 is going to be Francis Hamilton, exactly where he started tonight. And running out your top 5 is going to be Mr. Luke Allen.
The last car in that like 6-car breakaway up at the front is Luke's teammate Joe Turley in the 30. Then you've got Jimmy Cocker and Will Roberts side by side, 7 and 8. You got pole sitter Pete Ruzick on the inside, starting to slide back just a little as the outside gets a run. You've got Philip Bridgman up there along with the 84 Riley Sawyer.
All right, Mr. Thomas Harmon, he is going to be P12 with Matthew Gale sitting 13th right behind him, that 67 shiny car. I love that thing. Jordan McGraw, P14 with Hunter Johnson, who we saw up front earlier. I know him and his teammates. He doesn't actually have any this year, but I still consider him part of Output. These guys like to hang back a little bit and then work their way to the front. We'll see what his strategy call is tonight, but Justin Mons out here sitting in 16th in that 4 machine with Travis Stroney sitting P17. Nick Tarana is going to be 18th with Fortson Poston. We talked to him pre-race. He's 19th with Ryan Robertson. He's rounding out your top 20.
Yep, and a little bit further back in that second pack, we have Josh Cole running 21st, Christopher Pugley's 22nd, Andrew Allen still with a little bit of damage on the nose of his car in 23rd, Devin Lucan 24th, Isaac Brock 25th, Brian Pizzicemi runs 26th, 27th is Jose Ruiz, 28th David Moransky, and then leading the next pack is Eric Heil in the 610, and then Brendan Book in P30.
P31st is going to be Jacob Zaff. He started 34th. He's up to 31st. And Dylan C. Robb, the birthday boy, here he is in 32nd. Hopefully we can get him up there a little bit. And Austin Mitty. Man, a black flag for him to start. He started on your front row. He currently sits 33rd.
And the lucky thing about that, Eliza, is he's the only car at the moment that's 1 lap down, and he is on the tail of the lead pack. That's big for him to be able to stay with the lead group. So if something happens on track, if he can avoid it, not get any X's or any contact, he's going to get that lap back. So he's actually in not a horrible position right now. It's not ideal, obviously, if he's starting on side pole, but it's not the worst thing in the world if you're the only car off the lead lap right now.
Yeah, you said it right there. That is so true. But Joe Berg, he is still in the lead. I want to know, when might we come down for our first pit stop? This has been a caution-free race, lap 29 of 80. And I'm looking at chat out there. Austin, he says, Jim, he needs a win after Hamlin's race yesterday. I would be sad, but that would mean I would be sad that Chase won, and I am not. I am so happy that Chase won, but I feel a little bit for Jim. I do. Real, what's up? I hope you're doing well. What'd you say, Matt?
I'm ambivalent. Chase winning is okay. That's not bad. Denny could have won, but that's fine. Chase is okay.
You know, Hamlin has had a couple of races where I'm just like, oh man, he got screwed out of that one. But yesterday, I'm just happy for Chase. That's all I got.
Yep, they rang the siren in Dawsonville, didn't they, for that?
As they should. All right, let's take a look at this front group. Man, single file line. We have a couple of drivers that are on that high side. That's going to be Willem Roberts and that 24 of Philip Bridgman. These guys are going to have to try to find a place on that low side or hope that one of the high side driver or one of the low side drivers come up and join them. But let's see. Our second pack from this, they are getting a little bit of time there, Matt.
And that's what we said. You don't want to be side by side at all. That first group getting lined up single file was gaining them time, gaining them ground. Now that they've kind of started to go a little bit double file, not all that much, but a little bit, and it's starting to allow that second group led by Travis Stroney to start to close them down a little bit as we hopefully approach the first round of pit stops.
Travis, man, it's just crazy because he was so strong in all of the exhibition races, and then just disaster struck for him in the duel. So I would love to see him, all these guys, make their way up front, because I really feel like he's going to have a win this season. He's a very, very strong contender. I'm super excited to have him in here. He is a rookie for SnB, but I guarantee no rookie out on track. But here you see these guys switching up cars once again. A new leader for the second pack, and it's going to be Fortson Poston, who we saw pre-race interview.
And a smart move right there. Probably Fortson getting a little bit hot. They're able to work it out so that Travis doesn't even lose to the back of the line. He just drops in for in line. There's a smart play by them. And you were right about Travis. He ran very well in our preseason races. He even ran well in the duels. Like him starting 29th was not indicative of how well he did in the duels. It's just incidents happening that got him into it, and unfortunately he had to start towards the back, and then he was in this group that fell off the lead draft.
Yeah, you said it right there, and he's got another strong player behind him, Ryan Robertson. I mean, a lot of strong drivers back here. Andrew Allen is another one. Brian Pizzikimi, Jose Ruiz, a longtime SnB driver, Brendan Book. So I know a lot of these drivers are just so incredibly strong. It's just how the luck played out with the first couple of laps. But man, 34 of 80, we are in several laps coming up to the halfway point. What's it going to be? I want to know when they're going to pit, what it's looking like out here. You know, they might have, man, I'm kind of wondering if they're going to have to start lifting a little bit around these corners if you're in draft, so that they kind of stick to that line on the bottom side.
Absolutely, and with that, like, I would start to be like very concerned trying to get to the bottom. We don't know like exactly the mileage they can do out here, but you can just tell that in our dual races, which I believe were like half the distance, they had to pit at least once. So I'm expecting guys to have to come down one time before we hit halfway. So it'll be interesting, especially on strategy. Do you take 2 tires? Do you take none? Do you take 4? That's going to be the question. Do you wait on the tires?
It's very true. I will be interested to see what they do for their pit strategy. I mean, I know tires aren't as huge of a player as it would be for another track out there that we're going to be doing this season. Las Vegas is going to be next week. So as some of the drivers say, we're going to have a real track to go to next week. But man, Daytona, it's a blast out here. I personally love the chaos. I love being on top of each other. And just, to me, that's a whole different talent. I mean, each track takes a different talent. This is that. You have to make sure that you're pushing the limits, but not going over that line. You want to push the driver in front of you. You want to go too wide. Try to be aggressive. Try to make those moves. And it's really cool to see what you can accomplish in such a pack-heavy track.
Absolutely. It can be the thing is, it can be very, very easy for a very long time and then get very difficult very, very fast. Because if you're running around here, like with the 77 at the tail of this lead group, he's just riding hoping that there's going to be a caution that he's not in so he can get back on the lead lap. If you're one of the guys up at the front, you're trying to figure out a way to get a little bit further up there, like the 2 cars on that outside line. They could get a little bit further if somebody jumped out and went with them, but there's just nothing going right now. Everybody's kind of just content.
Austin Mitty on board with him. He started second. We talked about him a couple of times. Got a black flag from that start. He currently sits 33rd, but he is right behind this lead pack, which is, in my opinion, a great place to be. And as you said earlier, he is the first, and I do believe only driver a lap down. So if a caution does come out, that is going to be to his advantage. But man, it's got to be very frustrating to be him right now. He's just got to have patience and know that in the long run, something's going to happen. And if he can stay out of trouble, it's going to be to his advantage to get back on that lap.
Absolutely. I've been in that position, not necessarily from a black flag, but from bad luck in the pit lane or getting collected in somebody else's mess on pit road. It can be insanely frustrating to have to ride around in the back of a pack knowing that you're a lap down, knowing especially if you have a car that started towards the front like him, that you should be up the front. You should be challenging, but he's just got to bide his time. We're not even to halfway yet.
We're getting there slowly but surely, but this front line still going single file except for the two drivers out on the side, and that is still going to be Philip Bridgman and William B. Roberts. So these drivers still choosing that outside line, which is very interesting. Look how well they're doing out there solo. I don't know if it's because they're just a phenomenal pushing or if it's a little bit of that. The draft is just a little bit slower here with this new package.
It is a little bit, but you can also see that, like, a lot of guys may just be riding, but also it's 24 can definitely be pushing in the corners. So the fact that they're hanging on to right around that top 5, 2 cars against about like 10 or 12 on that inside line is very impressive.
On board with Jimmy Cocker, he currently sits 10th. He started 7th, and you can just see what it looks like. There is not much of the track that you can see when you're on somebody's bumper. He's got the 30 machine of Joseph Turley directly in front of him. You can see the rear of the 24 car. He's got Be Like Biff on that machine for Philip Bridgman. But everyone seems pretty chill here. You can see Jimmy off the throttle a little bit, trying to give guys room, trying to give them space to do what they want to do. And I know some of them are probably going to say, man, boring race until the final few laps. But hey, it's going to get crazy, no doubt. Just keep your machine alive until then.
Absolutely, it is. As we cross over halfway. Great job by these guys. We had a few scares early, but no incidents. I'm looking in the chat for drivers. It looks like we will be getting Brendan Book just called it out that he's pitting this time. We'll see if any of the lead pack does. I know Brendan's running a bit further behind this. We'll see if any lead pack drivers come to pit road. As you see the 71 and 24 dropping back in a hurry, they might need to get down and pit.
Yeah, it looks like, and we do have Eric Heil and Brendan Book on pit lane. We'll see if there's going to be any more drivers that are going to take to it, but looks like around lap 41. Oh, man, we're going to have a very busy. This is when things get interesting. How do they enter? We have 3 wide at some point, but man, it looks like everyone has made it so far, and that looks like most of them are going to be FIWB with a couple of Dart Motorsport drivers sprinkled in.
Good job by everybody. This is this is a spot where very, very easily things can go wrong. As I saw Joseph Turley slide through his box, have to back up. That's going to hurt him. But a good job by everybody to not get into each other and keep it straight coming to pit road.
Yeah, let's see what these drivers are doing as they make their way out. But here they come. It looks like, yeah. They are in a mad rush off of pit lane. They are going to have a nice group to secure onto going back out on track. And next, we're going to have Thomas Harmon, Pete Ruzick. A lot of smoke as these drivers making their way on. And you can see a lot more drivers in the distance trying to make their way onto pit lane.
Yep, Matthew Gale hard on the brakes, nearly into the back of pole sitter Pete Ruzick, but they all make it cleanly again. Good job by everybody so far.
And absolutely insane. These guys, it's very chaotic out there, but our five drivers left that have not taken a pit lane is going to be Devin Luke and Andrew Allen, as Isaac Brock, Brian Pizzakimi, and Jose Ruiz. I have a feeling they're going to be the next ones making their way on in. And so far, green flag run. We're on lap 43 of 80. We've been green this entire time.
A very good job by these guys to do it. Like, it is not easy to run under green at Daytona, even in these cars, which can be very stable. We've seen near incidents, but everybody's kept it clean and green for now.
Hunter Johnson, you can see he will take over the lead after these guys make their way into pit lane. He's got Thomas Harmon. Ooh, what's happened to Thomas? He has fallen back hard as that high side has a long train coming, and that's going to be an FIWB and Dart train you see right here. Joe Berg makes his way out to the front. Hunter Johnson going to fall back.
Yep, and that's what'll happen here. You'll get you can maybe get off pit lane a little bit better, but this is one of those times, Eliza, where you really don't want to be all by yourself coming off pit road. Even if you come pit with a group, if you're going to be way out in front, you're going to fall way back because they're going to have so much speed and momentum, they're just going to go right around you.
So frustrating, too, when you're coming off pit lane and you just see that front pack going by you. You want to be up to speed and caught up with them. Sometimes is just not possible, and that can be the most frustrating thing ever. Daytona and Talladega can be a very lonely track if you're by yourself, but we have a lot of groups. But take a look at the track map. These guys are certainly spread out. It looks like our top 11 drivers are going to be in this front pack. Our next group is going to be led by Jordan McGraw. He's P12, Philip Bridgman in 13th. Devin Lucan going to be leading this third pack, and they have a little bit more cars with a couple of stragglers behind them.
Yeah, they need to get, that's like with that second group earlier, get lined up as quickly as you can and just start pushing, try to go in front. Good job by that group. Some of the guys from that second group earlier, like Fortson Poston and Ryan Robertson, they're going to blend in with that group and try to maybe make a run to get back up there.
Oh yeah, if I can get their draft, I am making a huge run wherever I can take that thing to the lead. So we'll see what this front group, if they do catch them, what it's going to look like when they do. Are they going to try to make a high side run? And some of the guys in the back might, if they don't have a ton of speed, they might try to block that.
Yeah, they might try to, or they might try. I believe we've seen it happen before, Eliza. I don't think it was at Atlanta, but I believe at Daytona we saw them try to force the lead pack to snake. And what that does is it will make these guys have to weave their way through. You're going to get cars broken up from their drafting partners. As they come up to pass Mons and the 71 of Will Roberts, they hold their line, so they'll just go around on the high side. But it's a tactic we've seen where, like, cars will fan out to force somebody to force a group to push or force a group to weave and slow down, and that can be very, very effective if you do it right. But nice job by everybody to just stay in line and not risk it.
Yeah, they're doing a phenomenal job, no doubt. You can see Justin Mons in that 4 machine underneath him. I'm trying to see where he's actually at, and it looks like he is P29, so I know he's got to be a little frustrated with his position currently, but William B. Roberts sitting P30th. He is right there behind him as they are probably trying to... Ooh, I saw that one coming, man. I don't know if they're going to save it. Heck of a save. Hunter Johnson gets under Luke Allen. They somehow managed to save that.
That is a very good job by all the drivers. Again, Hunter saw the gap open, and to be fair, he was there, and then Luke tried to shut the door a little bit too late, and that was very good that they didn't wreck right there, but that's going to break that pack up a little bit more, so they've got to get Luke, Matthew Gale, they got to get up to the lap car of Travis Stroney and try to push him back up there.
Yeah, that was extremely tight. We'll see how that goes, but man, fantastic save by both of those drivers. Man, absolutely incredible. But Joe Berg, he's still in the lead. He's got Brody Folliker right behind him, P2. Francis Hamilton up 1 spot, P3. But let's talk about Joe Berg and Brody. These guys, Joe Berg moved up 26 spots. Brody Folliker up 21 spots. So great moves by them to get up there. Riley Sawyer sitting P4. Great to have him out here in the 84 machine. Andrew Zaff, he's out here rounding out your top 5.
And just behind Andrew, his teammate Jimmy Cocker runs 6th in the first of the dart machines, I believe, although I might be wrong. The first one that's got it on the car, Joe Turley, runs 7th. Thomas Harmon is 8th. Luke Allen runs 9th. And then the lone Brit in the field, Matthew Gale, is P10.
Hunter Johnson, we saw him mix it up a little bit with Luke Allen. He says P11. He's down 8 spots from where he started.
We have a caution.
Caution is out. Man, we'll
I need to
try to
find
find
where
out.
that happened.
I know. I'm with you.
Was not in the lead pack, so it had to be a bit further back.
No,
Nick
I'm not seeing
Tarana
anything.
slow off turn 2. Let's take a look.
Yeah, it looks like it might be involved. We're gonna have a look at Nick, see what's going on here. Ooh, just gets squirrely from a push, and yeah, oh man.
Eric Heil, yep, just trying to push, trying to catch up, and unfortunately just sends him around, and Brendan Book with a bit of left front damage off of that. And Jacob Zapp might have a touch of damage, not sure, but that's unfortunate, especially for that lead group, because you would rather the odds be like 1 against 12 rather than now 1 against a pack of about 20-something.
Yeah, you know, this is going to restack them again, and we're going to be, once again, back together. And this is where things can get a little crazy. As you said, Matt, these front drivers do not want to see that. They loved the separation. That gives them a better chance to win this race. Now that this caution is out, all bets are off. These guys are going to be elbows out, a little more aggressive, but we still have a ton of racing left. So hopefully not too aggressive.
No, definitely not. The fact that we went almost 50 laps green is phenomenal at Daytona, and the fact we got through a full pit cycle, I thought for sure we get to a pit cycle there would be something on pit road that might bring out a caution. These guys did a great job to not cause a caution, but I'll tell you who's appreciating that caution right now. I believe it's the 4 of Justin Mons, who's going to take the wave and get back to the lead lap. Tough break for the couple of guys behind him, especially Austin Mitty, who, like, he needed that caution about 10 laps earlier.
8 drivers stay out, and you see a couple of more making their way up, but quite a few drivers did go in. Interesting call for some of these guys, but yeah, a couple of drivers relieved that this caution came out. You can see Austin Mitty right there in front of your screen, that 77, getting those tires on that machine, but Joe Berg, he decided he's going to stay out and continue to lead the field.
I mean, smart call. Track position does mean a lot at Daytona, at any plate track, really. So Joe choosing that is a smart call. I think the first cars to pit, they did it maybe because they had some damage on the nose. The 7 of Luke Allen was one of the first. He definitely had damage on that Epic number 7, so definitely the right call for him to come down, try to beat out the damage on the nose of his car. Thomas Harmon had a little bit of damage. I think he's down in a way. And then if you're at the tail of the pack, right, you know, at that point, why not? You're already back in a 15th, 20th. You're not going to lose a whole lot by coming down.
That is so true. All right, let's see here. Joe Berg still in the lead. Nick Tirana, I do believe he is still on pit lane. That looks like he is. It's not showing me a good picture of it, but Brendan Book still getting that damage repaired. You can see the top 3 drivers right here. Man, I'm kind of curious. What's this race going to be like now? Are we going to cautions breed cautions? Or are we going to, we still have a lot of racing left. Let's kind of keep it simple, guys, and save our vehicles. We'll find out.
Yeah, and remember, like to your point, Eliza, from earlier, they don't have fast repairs. If something goes wrong, it could be game over. So hopefully we don't see a ton of aggressive stuff yet. They let it go to last 5 to 10 laps at most. But we'll just have to wait and see. And cautions do breed cautions. Let's hope not too many.
I am with you on that. It looks like these guys are getting lined up, double file. The lights are out on the pace car, so next time around we will go green once again. So, oh man, I'm a little nervous. I'm excited. I'm nervous. Man, these guys are going to be on it. This is their second chance for those guys that were not in the lead pack. This is their second chance. Now, what are they going to do with it? And I guarantee some of these guys are going to try to make up some positions. They don't want to stay back there. They don't want to risk that something's going to happen. So it's kind of a fine line. Are you going to be aggressive, or are you going to try to chill and hopefully not be in a different pack as you were last time?
And then that is the part of the problem with doing what I like to do, which is ride towards the tail of the lead pack. All it takes is one incident that doesn't bring a caution out, you slow down, and then you're just out of the pack, even if you immediately get back in the gas to keep going. So that is a danger to playing that strategy. You want to be as far up as you can, and right now, Joe Berg choosing to keep the track position alongside his teammate We'll see how they handle this restart if they try to play team games and let one down in front of the other.
Oh!
What was that? Berg around.
Let's see if they can get back up there, but we might have to extend.
Oh my
Extend the
goodness!
start
What
here.
happened there? That looked like
Not
a real
going,
failure.
not
They
going.
are extending.
They are extending. You can see him making his way back up. I kind of want to see what happened here with him.
It looks to me like he just drifts up and gets his teammate and around he goes. That is such a weird incident to happen under caution. It looks
That
like
is.
it didn't look like he had any steering issues. He's able to keep going right away, but that is just an odd situation.
You know, that might be something where you're trying to multitask, trying to get a couple of things done, and you're just not looking at the track, and up you go into your teammate, and around you go.
Luckily, no damage, and he'll be able to get his spot back at the front of the pack. That's lucky, because I mean, NASCAR, I'm pretty sure, that's one of the benefits to iRacing, isn't it? It'll let you get your spot back. NASCAR would
Right.
probably be like, nope, didn't maintain pace car speed, and unlike sometimes where you do and it's not your fault that
Yeah.
you're going to the back, like, that would be one of the instances where, yeah, 93 at tail the line.
Oh my gosh. All right, try number 2. It makes me even more nervous.
We didn't even get to green and we had an accident.
I know, right? We're just going to extend that. We're going to pretend like that didn't happen. Joe Berg, it's all good. He's back at it. He's going to lead us back to green once again. You can see he's not risking anything. He is straight as an arrow currently.
Yeah, definitely nothing happened on the last lap. It was perfectly fine. We've just been pacing under caution. Don't know why we had to extend it.
Yeah, nothing to see here. It's all good.
Nothing to see at all. It's fine. We're perfectly fine.
Oh my gosh. Benny the flag man. Oh, Barney the flag man. What is it? Benny, Barney. One of the
Barney.
two. Barney. He is
I've
out
heard
there
Barney.
waiting. He's out there waiting eagerly to throw that green flag down, but I'll have to wait a little bit longer as we're making our way there.
Had to keep that yellow flag furled over the stand for one more circuit.
He's excited though. We're excited.
Yes,
we're
we are.
making our
I
way
know we
through
don't-
this
I-
race.
I know we don't exactly sound like it, but that's because we had to wait an extra lap for no reason in particular.
Here we go. Pace car going to see his way off the track and let these cars go. And you see Joe Berg, he's got his teammate on the high side, Brody Folliker, right there as we get ready to go back to green. It's going to be an
Green flag.
exciting one. I think things are going to be a little bit more hectic this time around. Here they go.
Absolutely, with 27 to go, this is gonna be it's gonna be the situation where now if you're at the back of the guys at the back are gonna want to get forward in a hurry. So we see Joe Berg play the team strategy to go get Brody for that running order at the front. Smart play from him. That's a sign of a veteran driver. Move up, get your teammate, get back in line.
Oh, absolutely. You always want to grab your teammates if you can. I mean, there's going to be just the better way to go about it. You've got the 42, the 48, the 89, a lot of FIWB teammates up there. So I know Riley, he's up there on that high side. He wants to be down there with his teammates, but there's still time left. Lap 54 of 80, still time to go, but Riley going to take over that lead.
Yep, off the push. Jamie Cocker, the 84 to the lead, and probably actually for the first time all day as they drop down, and now they lead the field into turn 1.
Jimmy Cocker give him a nice push, and that is yet another teammate. All these teammates for FIWB right out there, and that is huge momentum for these drivers. This is a draft track. It is a team track. You cannot win this by yourself. You have to have your teammates, and you know that these guys are going to play that to their advantage.
Absolutely. Teammates not necessarily, but you definitely have to have help on the final lap to win it, and I say that only because the nitro car of Matthew Gale out of nowhere now runs third. He made a great run to get in behind Cocker and then drop down, sneaking into that spot on the bottom line. Great job by him.
Take a look at this. We have 3 wide, and it's going to be about halfway through. This is for P15. We got the 30, the 88, and the 52, 3 wide, along with the line behind them. So these guys really trying to make something happen. The aggressiveness has definitely picked up. Nobody wants to let go of those spots. They're trying to make up any that they can. They don't want to be separated and 9 seconds behind.
No, you really don't. But that's the fastest way for it to happen is going 3 wide and having chaos break out around you. But right now, they are 3 wide deeper in the pack as the 84 continues to lead.
On board with Isaac Brock, and you can see he's in this 3 wide situation. And just take a look. We have a driver in front of him into the wall. That's going to be Andrew Allen, just bouncing off like a ping pong ball. Just not a lot of give and take that you can do out here with the track. This narrow, you have to absolutely be perfect. And try doing that at 190 mile per hour while being pushed and while pushing. It's a lot harder than it looks. With the 52 in the wall, it looks like that is going to be a stack up.
Go there, homeboy.
There you go.
What did you say before? None of that previous one? Cautions, precautions?
Cautions breed cautions, and I'll tell you what, it is tough because you had one driver in the wall and there's nowhere for anyone else behind him to go, and it looks like Dylan C. Rob might have been involved in that one. Oh yeah,
Yep.
He's around.
Yep, he got a little bit of a push. I think got a little off center from Dylan Lucan. Tried to merge back up, came back up the hill and just around off the nose of Lucan. The 21, I think, also got damaged. That's Isaac Brock. So don't think you meant to jinx him, but I think the jinx hit him anyways.
I think so. Man, we'll have to see some of these drivers go into pit lane to try to repair those machines here. But Dylan going to be one of those drivers. And from what I'm hearing, it is his birthday. So, man, I wish it has gone a little bit better for him so far. But second caution of the night. Not bad considering we're about 50-something laps into the race. So these guys have done a phenomenal job. Let's see who goes in.
Yeah, nearly. I mean, we made it like almost 50 laps of an 80-lap race without a caution at Daytona, and the fact that we only have 2 and we're almost 3/4 of the way through is good. And, you know, don't count out Dylan Raub. If he can get it fixed, it's not over for sure. Like, it's not great for his situation, but we've seen guys have situations like this get collected in a wreck. But if the cautions keep coming, he can get that car fixed and make a run late.
You know, I'm not seeing a lot of damage to his car, I'll be honest. I can't see the right side, and I'm sure that's where the damage is, but it could be a lot worse.
It could be. He could be, like, having the steering bent up, because that's very easy with these cars with their, what's the thing that breaks all the time on them, Eliza?
Toe link?
Thank you, the toe link. For some reason, I was thinking ball bearing, but I knew that wasn't right, so I wasn't saying it.
It's
The
one of
toe
those
links.
things, you know.
The
Here he
toe links
comes.
break. Yep, he's coming in. The 21 of Isaac Brock in. Dylan Lucan repairing the Country Candles Toyota as well for a little bit of damage. Tirana probably getting a little bit more repair, as is Jose Ruiz. And I didn't think Brian Pizzacchemi had any damage, but he's in maybe just getting tires. You never know. Again, if you're running towards the tail of the field, why not put new tires on it? You don't really have a whole lot to lose.
Absolutely. All right, you see Riley Sawyer, he made his way to the front in the lead before that caution came out. He started P13. See him right there. Jimmy Cocker sitting at P2. Matthew Gale in third. Brody Folliker has found his way up there, started 23rd, and he has consistently been up in the front. He sits P4 with Joe Berg. He's rounding out your top 5.
And then you got Francis Hamilton, the first of the Be Like Biff cars. He's P6. David Moransky, very good job for him. Up 26 spots, currently in 7th. Andrew Zapp runs 8th. Jordan McGraw 9th. And Joe Turley 10th. And I got to say, this is a lot easier to do it under caution than it is trying to do when they're jockeying for position and changing position every 3 seconds.
You're not wrong there. Thomas Harmon, he's going to be P11 with Hunter Johnson. These two, I'll tell you, when they get together and working together at these tracks, it can be dangerous. These guys can make their way to the front very, very quickly. You're going to see Philip Bridgman in 13th, Andrew Allen 14th, and Brendan Book. He's going to round out your top 15.
Luke Allen behind. He's got the nose of that number 7 fixed up, so that's great. He's 16th. Jacob Zapp runs 17th. Christopher Pugliese is 18th. Eric Heil is 19th, and Justin Mons, I believe, is in the top 20 again.
Yeah, he is. He started 11th and did not have a good first part of the race. He's made his way back up to 20th. Ryan Robertson, meanwhile, he sits 21st. Josh Cole in 22nd. Fortson Poston in 23rd. Jose Ruiz, you can see him 24th. Isaac Brock 25th. Brian Pizzakimi 26th. William B. Roberts in 27th. Nick Tarana 28th. Devin Lucan 29th. And Dylan C. Robb, he's back out on track looking brand new. He sits 30th.
Yep, and then the first, he's the last car on the lead lap as we sit. Austin Mitty, first car 1 lap down in 31st. Pete Ruzick, pole sitter, unfortunately also having a pit road issue, I guess, on the first pit stop. He's 32nd, 1 lap down. Travis Stroney sits 2 laps down in 33rd, and then our only car currently not on track is the 38 of Tristan Helf. He's been out for a while. He will be classified 34th.
All right, back up to the front. Riley and Jimmy Cocker are going to lead this field to the green after our second caution of the night. And I'm hoping, guys, fingers crossed, that we don't see a whole bunch of cautions. I would love to see this play out, have an exciting finish, and bring home our Daytona 200 winner. It's going to be absolutely insane. Last season, I want to say, I know, different car, but Jimmy Cocker, he did win last Daytona.
Definitely knows how to get it done on the plate tracks and on the short tracks. He won the preseason race at Martinsville. He was a strong competitor in the other 2 races as well, out at Fontana and iRacing Super Speedway, so don't count him out. He's in a great spot right now on that front row.
He sure is. And here we go. Riley Sawyer going to lead us to back to green, lap 60 of 80 this race. Quickly moving through here, and you can see he's got a nice lead. He's going to move to the high side, but that low side, what happened to him?
Well, I mean, and that's what happens. Sometimes if you don't get the launch you want, it can be kind of hard to launch in these next gens, especially on a plate track. And this, again, why teammates, you want to have that communication to stay hooked up, although Matthew Gale right back to the 84 right now with Joe Burke pushing both of them down the back straightaway.
Nose to tail, the front several on both the high side and the low side, trying to make that happen. You can see Jimmy Cocker making his way down to the low side in front. Man, these guys are just on top of each other. When they were separated, that is quickly come down to on top of each other.
Again, like we said, you would rather have had it be any of these cars in front at the time would have rather had that stay green all the way home. They wouldn't have needed to stop again. It was a 1 in 12 odds that they were going to win this race without a caution. Now it's 1 in like 30 because everybody is now back under a blanket around each other. So this is going to be chaotic, and as we get towards the end of the race, expect the intensity to pick up because you're going to start to run out of time to get to the front of the pack.
We already have 2 packs forming here. I mean, we do have quite the separation between, and it looks like, man, take a look at that. These guys, yeah, they are trying to make their way back up. That low side, I think, is the only thing trying to keep them in this front group. But Dylan C. Robb, you see him out there in the 16 machine. He's got Nick Tarana directly in front of him. Fortson Poston in 28th. So these guys still hanging in there, but that is a long line, Matt.
Oh, yeah, and that's a long way to go. And it's a lonely feeling from experience. I'm sure Eliza has experienced this too. It's a lonely feeling when you just see that lead pack pulling away and you know there's nothing you can really do unless they wreck.
Oh, yeah. Very frustrating, and I think we've all been there. We all know that feeling, but man, I feel for him for that one. But lap 63 of 80, we have 3 lines going on this front pack. They are not wanting to give an inch, and that is going to be Hunter Johnson leading that 3rd line on the high side.
And it has been so hard with the later and later we've gotten these aero updates that it's so much more difficult to run that third line effectively and make runs to the front. Like when these cars were first introduced, you could pretty well make a third line, and that would be the dominant line, because you trap the other two lines down. But the further we've gotten into the next Gen 7 era, that outside line just really seems to struggle more and more with every passing update.
Yeah, it is definitely difficult. I know a lot of drivers don't like the draft package for this new update, but here we are. But take a look, Hunter Johnson, I warned you guys. He does a heck of a job drafting and trying to make his way up there, and he is really making that third line move along with the drivers who are pushing him. I mean, it's all about that teamwork, and if you don't have it, you're not going anywhere. But these guys are trying to make it happen. And as soon as I say that, he's falling back just a little bit, but don't count him out.
Absolutely not. And you got Justin Mons behind him, Jacob Zapp. Both of them were very solid in the duels. Like I said, don't count them out. And now Luke Allen, he got that nose repaired on that number 7. Now he's trying to lead that top line.
This guy's getting a little spicy, that third line. Ooh, the middle line. Yeah, pushes up and gets into that third high side. And it is hard to stay off the wall. You have to really feather that throttle when you're entering the corners. You have so much momentum, so much draft, so much speed. You have to have a little bit of feathering of that throttle. Otherwise, you're moving up the track and hitting that high side.
Absolutely.
Somebody on the wall. Hunter Johnson manages to hold on to it.
Yeah, they're leaning on each other, and this is a great thing for the cars in that second pack, because bouncing off the walls, you're slowing down a little bit because other guys are checking up to make sure they don't run into an accident, they don't clip somebody and start a big one, and that is slowing up everybody around them. That second group with Pete Ruzick out front of it, they're starting to close in. I don't quite think they're in draft range yet, but a few more laps of this, that second group may catch back up.
Man, this is intense. I'll tell you what, I think it was Brennan Book just have a lot of speed and just not let off, hit the car in front of him, and just a domino effect. I thought for a second they were going to lose it, but they held on to it. Take a look. This has got to be absolute intenseness going on right here. A lot of drivers moving around, trying to hold on to it. There's only so long that you can do this without something happening. So something's going to have to give sooner or later.
Absolutely, and right now that something can give, and it doesn't necessarily have to be a wreck. Momentum gave out for those two top lines. They dropped way back. They were up fighting for like about third or fourth on that, against that first line, and now they fall well back. Joe Turley, I believe. No, not Joe Turley, excuse me. The 34 car now leading, Jordan McGraw.
Let's take a look at this. David Moransky, he started 33rd up to 21st currently, and there's just not a lot of places for him to go. You can see him in that second lane. Oh, Hunter Johnson, really aggressive move down to that middle line, and I don't know how much David appreciated that, but these guys still moving. You have to be fully aware of everything around you. Be ready for crazy moves like this. We're getting down 13 laps to go. It is on like Donkey Kong. These guys are going to be absolutely aggressive from here on out.
Absolutely. And it's, if you have half a car, like, you guys are going to see the gap, and they're going to dive low the instant they're clear. They're going to try to come up when they're clear. If they feel they can take a run, it's going to get worse and worse, like higher margins of error. We may not make it to the finish. I'm hoping we do, but don't be surprised if somebody makes a move, somebody else doesn't lift, and carnage.
Say it ain't so. I don't want to see it. I want to see this go on to the finish. Andrew Zaff out here leading the field. A phenomenal job. We've seen several leaders out here. He started 6th. He's currently back in the lead. We've seen it a couple of times tonight. Let's go on over to the race recap here. Lap 70 of 80. Andrew Zaff in the lead. Cautions 2 for 7 laps. 16 lead changes. So quite a bit of different leaders out here. Now the question is, who's going to lead that final lap and take home the Daytona 200 victory?
And it could be anybody in this lead pack or even in the second pack. We don't know. We've seen craziness at Daytona. We've seen craziness all over the place at our couple of exhibition races, especially at iRacing Super Speedway. Not the same, obviously not the same as this, but what? Yeah, Tom Whitcroft, who unfortunately is not in the field tonight, I believe. He came from nowhere to end up laying his foot, goes around off 4. Is there going to be a caution? Not that I'm seeing, although he's coming back up the track.
Oh!
Caution.
That's gonna be a caution.
What do you got for 10,
Man,
sir?
oh man.
And I know Berg was trying to not, and we have trouble again as they head for turn 1. Believe it's Andrew Allen involved in that second one.
Here we go. More and more chaos. We're coming down to the final few laps here. So, like I said, it's going to be aggressive. These guys are just going to give it everything they got for this Daytona 200 win. I mean, it's a crown jewel. Everyone wants a Daytona win. It's the start of the season. It gives you huge momentum going into the season of what you can do. So, yeah, everyone's won one.
Absolutely. Like, this one is the big one. And unfortunately, I think what happened is Joe Berg just a little bit, it's that corner exit off turn 4. He just got a little bit, from what I'm seeing, to the back of Brendan Book, and it just got Book around. And it spun off the front end of a car on the inside. And that's just unfortunate, but that is just going to happen. Good job by the pack behind them, though, to scatter and make sure not to hit Book as he came back up the track, because that's a very, very easy way for a one-car accident like that to turn into, like, a 12, 13-car accident.
Yeah, you can just see it back and forth on that rear bumper. It's going to happen, and there's not much you can do. And you can't be mad at Joe. I mean, he's just trying to get you up there, trying to get you guys moving and stuff. And it's just one of those things that it comes with the territory at Super Speedway Racing. He's trying to get you up there, and you have to risk it. You have to be willing to push to get you up there.
Absolutely. You just have to be trying to you have to take the run. And in that case, Brendan had the run. He had him run to the outside. Joe Berg, very good at these type of tracks. And it's just a slight error. And again, it's not even that much. If you look at it off of the corner, he looks like he's going to be perfectly fine. And the car just comes around on him. It's that finite that if you're not quite lined up or lined up in the wrong spot, it's going to send a car around.
Yeah, we've seen it lots of times where the car doesn't really give you what you expect sometimes. It can just break loose very quickly, and there's no saving, especially at these speeds, especially with how close it is. And Hunter says, wrecked after that one, exit of Trioval. I can't believe you came in here and said that.
They did wreck at they did have an incident at the tail end of that. The 96, I think, from what I saw, it looked like the 96 moved up and they were 3 wide. And you have to be aware for everything, right? And in that instant, they're 3 wide. The caution comes out. They relax a little bit too much, and he just turns himself, and you get a couple more cars with some damage.
Yeah, it's so easy to try to avoid chaos, and you wreck out doing that. I mean, you just do a little too much on the wheel, and it definitely happens. It's easy to do. These cars can be very chaotic. They can be unforgiving in what they do on track, so that this is just one of those things that you see. But third caution of the night, these guys have done absolutely phenomenal, great race from start to what we see here so far, but again, I want to see how this finishes. Who's winning? We have Andrew Zaff in the lead, Francis Hamilton in second, Brody Folliker in third. So many FIWB teammates. Jimmy Cocker in fourth, and Riley Sawyer running out your top 5.
The lone Brit of the field, I guess that's going to be what I'm calling him now. Matt Gale runs P6. Joe Berg 7th. Devin Lucan is 8th, looking like he might lean to come to pit road, possibly Berg coming down as well. Nope, they're faking out. So Harmon was 9th, but he'll move up to 8th. Jordan McGraw will be 9th, and Hunter Johnson is 10th, I believe.
No drivers going in. We've had Luke Allen, who is in, but no new drivers. No surprise here. If you're out, that position is just everything. But a couple of drivers coming on out. Andrew Allen making his way out. Luke Allen, Brendan Book, Devin Lucan, David Moransky, all still on pit lane. See where they come out, but here is the front pack making their way around pit lane.
Yeah, and unfortunately, Luke Allen, he had gotten that Chevrolet fixed. He is a meatball. He may be done. The 52 of Lucan on the roll. He's able to get off pit road. The 711 of David Moransky, unfortunately, also meatballed in that incident after the caution came out. Absolutely unfortunate, as they had fought hard to get these cars repaired and make runs. Unfortunately, their days look like just about over.
Yeah, you hate to see that. Luke Allen was one of our pre-race interviews, and you want to see him do well. He's been out here for a long time racing with SnB, and you hate to see it when it ends that way.
Absolutely, and he wasn't even in the car involved in the incident with Brendan Book. It's just everybody after the accident trying to settle the cars down, and just chaos can happen anywhere. You just have to be hyper alert for it.
Polish saying what happened. He says 96 moved up after the caution came out, barely hit anything, and broke a toe link. Oh man, that is brutal. Yeah, we were talking about the toe link earlier. It can snap on you pretty quick.
Yeah, and it can snap from like not a lot. Like that, the incident that we're talking about really didn't seem like that would break it, but it's iRacing. iRacing will, for like a 40-something mile an hour hit for me in an ARCA car at Talladega, broke the right front suspension clean off, and I had a teammate who got in a 150 mile an hour wreck, and he was able to get 7 minutes of damage repaired and go back out, and my car was junk.
That's brutal. That's sometimes how it goes, unfortunately.
Absolutely. We're gonna have 6 laps to go. Oh boy. Get ready for more intensity.
Oh yeah. Elbows definitely out. If they weren't out before, they definitely are now. Pace car lights are off, and he's getting ready to come down pit road as Andrew Zaff gonna lead us back to green, hopefully for the final time tonight. He's got Francis Hamilton to his outside in the Be Like Biff 200. Here we go.
Green flag, drivers on the gas, and we are going again. Good jump out front from Zapsby. Don't know if he wants to get that far out. We've seen it happen. Drivers get that far out. Pack comes and gets them. We'll see what happens as Thomas Harmon takes it 3 wide in the middle of turns 1 and 2.
Yeah, trying to get that third line going. 88 didn't look like he was trying to go out there, but he says, all right, let's make it happen. And they're getting that high side rolling. Meanwhile, only 2 drivers, the 11 and the 48, as they are falling back. They now have some help. But man, it's going to get them a second to try to get caught back up.
Absolutely, and that can happen. Harmon saw the run, took it, and they only had 2 cars formed up, and that's all it takes is when you get a few cars to that outside to just cause the middle line to disintegrate. 3 wide for about 10th spot. Gonna be chaos. 5 to go.
This is when things get very, very interesting. The 3 wide, you're going to see it become a norm for the final 5 laps here. That middle line really making something happen, but man, oh man, these guys going everywhere they can to try to gain position. You can see Joe Berg, he is out in the lead. He's getting pushed by the 30 of Joseph Turley. Meanwhile, the 48 going to lead that bottom line. He gets a huge shove going into that 93.
Yeah, he got a huge shove, was trying to get him up there and keep Berg on the high side. Didn't quite work. All he can do there is just push Joe Berg back to the point. 4 laps to go.
It's all trouble for Josh Cole. Not sure what happened to him, but you can see him relatively slow moving as he's making his way around. And we have, looks like Isaac Brock making his way down pit lane.
And that's not what you like to see, unfortunately, at this point of the race. Berg still out front trying to control both lanes. It didn't work. Here comes Thomas Harmon, although Joe Turley dives low.
These guys just scattering everywhere they can to try to do something. Thomas Harmon needs some help, and it's going to be the 34 of Jordan McGraw. The 84 moves up high. These guys 3 wide all the way through.
On each other.
Yeah, cars on top of each other. A little hectic, a little crazy. 3 to go.
Absolutely good, and you have to be this aggressive with the side trap. You absolutely have to, and you have to be ready to block the run that's coming. Hunter Johnson now drops down into that second lane. Berg tried to block him, and he couldn't do it. Here goes Hunter with Cocker behind him.
Hunter goes out to the lead. He's going to take it down to that inside line. Thomas Harmon behind Jimmy Cocker, who takes that to the inside line next to his teammate. He's going to have Joe Berg giving a push behind. Meanwhile, Matthew Gale on that high side, leading that with some push behind, but not enough to catch it up to the front.
No, and that third groove came apart. Now the 84 dives out of line from Gale, and he's just going to start to fall back as Jimmy Cocker leads us to 2 to go.
2 to go. Jimmy Cocker has won 2 former Daytona races to start the season. Will this be his third? You know he's going to try to make it happen, but Hunter Johnson, he's going to try to snag his first one. He has been so strong out here at the super speedways. He's got help from Thomas Harmon. What's it going to be? We're going to be... Oh! Caution comes
I don't know why you
out.
can't hear Earl.
Let's see if we can find out what happened here. And it looks like Fortson Poston might be involved. Let's try to look here. Nope, that's not going to be him.
No, what looks to me, Eliza, like Matthew Gale was in the middle trying to make a hole. Nick Tarana, maybe tried to squeeze down, and it just squeezed him into the 611. And that just sent Eric Heil around. Rough effort for Tarana and Heil. Heil, who had been running solidly. Tarana, who had fought his way back from being well behind. And, well, now we get overtime.
Take a look. You can see right here Matthew Gale getting squeezed a little bit and just goes down. Nowhere for him to go. Really, these guys just on top of each other. He remains on the track, and others not so much, unfortunately.
Yeah, he gets saved by that. It's so easy in that situation for the car in the middle to get squeezed to be involved. He kept it straight. And don't look now, Eliza, but I believe I see Pete Ruzick moving towards the front of the field. I think our pole sitter just is going to get the lucky dog and have a chance.
I think you're right on that one. You can see him. He is currently sitting P29. And I think he's going to be the wave around, perhaps. So Travis Stroney behind him in 30th, Isaac Brock in 31st. Meanwhile, Luke Allen, he's still out there on pit lane, unfortunately unable to get that machine repaired in time at least. Jimmy Cocker, though, he's going to be leading the field. We almost made it to the final lap, Matt.
Almost. We had about a lap and a half, and I was getting ready to say something about, well, I mean, it's no surprise Jimmy's good here. Look at what car he's driving, a Joe Gibbs numbered 11 Toyota at Daytona. And the guy who drives that in real life knows how to win at Daytona.
Well,
so,
that's true. That is true.
Not a surprise to see Jimmy up front at all. And that's, I'm not just making that comparison for nothing, folks. Jimmy knows how to win at plate tracks. It's not just because he's got the same number in car as Hamlin, although that can't hurt his confidence.
All right, you see Pete Ruzick. He is getting that wave around there. Jimmy Cocker going to be leading us back. Man, 4th caution of the night, and we went the first 50 or so laps caution-free, then a couple of sprinkled in, and we almost made it there. I thought we were to turns 3 and 4 right before the line to go to the final lap, but just shy.
Absolutely, just a little bit. Yeah, we made it through the green flag pit cycle. I thought for sure we were going to have a problem around there, and we didn't. A few incidents, but everybody kept it clean and green, and we made it to lap 58, I think, without a caution, which was incredibly impressive. But of course, as the races clicked down, intensity picked up.
Dougie, I see it out there. He says, let's go, Harmon. Harmon currently sits P4. He's been a strong contender this entire night up there, so, you know, I would not be surprised anything can happen. I just want to see it go green and let her rip.
Yeah, let's get this done in one overtime try. How about our outside pole sitter, Austin Mitty, like 1 lap down, wasn't the first car a lap down when we started getting cautions. He's running 8th. He's definitely in with a chance if things play out his way.
Yeah, that's a heck of a comeback story. I mean, it started off rough for him. That's not how you want it to start, and he has made his way back up to 8th. So, huge congratulations to him. Great drive for him tonight. And I love talking about the improvements that we've seen from drivers and over the seasons. And from last season to this season, I feel like he's gotten a lot stronger, and it is so fun to watch. I would not be surprised to see him in the booth several times this season.
Absolutely. He ran very solidly in the duel. He didn't have to fight for position being on the outside pole, but he still did a very nice job hanging with the draft and fighting it out where he could. Definitely very much improved from last season, so he's got a chance.
He certainly does. All right, Jimmy Cocker going to be leading the field. Hunter Johnson is on that outside, and you know he's going to be aggressive. He knows how to run these super speedways, and he's got some nice help behind him, which is going to be Thomas Harmon. So these guys going to be very, very difficult to compete with. But, man, FIWB can do it along with Dart. You can see him on that inside row. He's got Jimmy Cocker has Joe Berg right behind him, and also Joseph Turley. So these guys ready to roll.
Absolutely. And Dylan Lukin, who was at the tail of that group, he was in one of those packs that fell off of the lead group at the start of this race. He's fought his way back up, or he's going to restart to the inside of Midi, it looks like. He ran very well as well. I believe also a rookie. Looked very strong in the preseason. Don't count him out either.
Right, lined up. These guys nose to tail once again. Pace car lights are out, so he's going to be making his way onto pit road, hopefully for the final time tonight. Let's get this thing rolling. It's going to be crazy.
Absolutely. Expect guys to start making moves from the drop of the green. You're at the back of the pack. You're going to need some help. You're going to have to hope for some chaos. We don't want that. But if you're at the tail of the field, you're now hoping that some kind of chaos happens and you can restart closer to the front. We get ready to go for what will hopefully be our only overtime restart.
Green flag, green flag.
On
green
your
flag.
feet, off your seat. We're back to green here at Daytona, hopefully for the final time. And Jimmy Cocker has a nice lead out front. Not exactly what you want to see, but he's going to have his teammate catch back up to him. 2 to go.
Smart move right there. He felt like he was getting a little bit too far out. Decided, no, I'll let them catch back up to me. Let the Joe and Joe show behind him push him. I didn't even realize that. Joe Berg, Joe Turley lined up behind him. Philip Bridgman, Austin Mitty dropping low, and Devin Luke in the outside line struggle to get moving. We'll see if they can't rally going into turn 3. Mitty pulling up to take the lead in that line.
Oh man, we got some side drafting going on from that high side. We'll see what they can do, but that high side is definitely rolling. Jimmy Cocker going to take advantage of that high side run. They are all over. Here we go across the line. White flag is out. No more cautions as they go 3 wide, and it looks like chaos is brewing.
Cocker made an aggressive block to keep him out in front. We got cars in the wall deeper in the pack. That's never mind that. Cocker made an aggressive block. He stays out front for now. 3 cars starting to pull away a little bit at the front.
Cocker trying to go for his 3rd Daytona win here. We have some damaged cars in the background. You can see them there, but we are still off and rolling into turn 3. We're about to come out of turn 4. Will his teammates be pushing him? Austin Mitty, not a teammate. Will he try to go? He's going to have to depend on drivers to go with him.
Here comes the 30. Turley with the run, but that's going to be it. That's going to give it. Make it 3 for Cocker.
3 for Jimmy Cocker. Huge congratulations. Austin Mitty makes his way back up through the field for P2. Exactly where he started. A heck of a comeback for him. Joseph Turley going to round out your top 3. Phenomenal run for these drivers.
Absolutely. And then we'll look at the round out the top 5. Philip Bridgman and Devin Lukin, 2 guys who had their issues. Lukin especially. Great job for Devin to rally all the way back for a top 5 finish.
Man, what a wild race. Jimmy getting a congratulations. He is, he knows how to win at Daytona. He just won at Martinsville a couple of weeks ago for the exhibition race, so this guy is getting used to winner's circle already.
Absolutely, and a great job by him. He made the move on the white flag. He saw that run coming on the outside. If he lets it go now, He's probably going to get shuffled to the back, not to the back necessarily, but he's going to be in a really, really weak position to try to get back to the front in turns 3 and 4. That everybody breaks up behind him. It ends up being a 4-car breakaway, and he can easily control it. What I say earlier, you want the odds as low as good as you can get them. 1 on 3 and 1 on 4 is probably a bit better than a 1 on 25.
Man, what a celebration here. You see that 48 celebrating with him. Such a great run for these guys. You gotta love it. Jimmy Cocker celebrating out there after a phenomenal run. Just doing what he needed to do to get it done. And you can see him celebrating, burning it down.
Absolutely. Taking the Dale Earnhardt approach, making the groundskeepers very mad by burning through the Daytona logo on the grass. Great win for Jimmy. Great runs for Austin and Joe to come back as well.
Let's get these guys into the booth as they are celebrating. Man,
I was gonna go.
What? I just stole you from chat. Sorry.
Oh, you're
Man, burning it down here. What a phenomenal run. You can see teammates in the background all celebrating yet another FIWB victory. Great job. Jimmy Cocker. Man, another Daytona win. What do you think? How did you make that happen on the final few laps?
Oh man, I don't even know. I don't even know what you're supposed to do with these next gens. You're supposed to block. You're supposed to hold a lane. I just kind of guessed, and I guessed right this time. It's not as easy as it is in the Gen 6 or the Xfinity car. I can tell you that much.
Man, you got chat going wild for you out there. They are so excited for another Jimmy Cocker win. You won at Martinsville. You won here at Daytona. What's it looking like this season? Are you feeling pretty good right now? All this momentum heading into it.
Yes. Short answer, yes. Feeling pretty good. Been doing a lot of officials and NIS with the FIWB boys. I'm feeling a lot more confident than previous seasons to get some more wins under the belt and maybe compete for a championship. I don't know.
Did you and FIWB have a nice strategy going into tonight, or just seeing how it played out through the race?
Well, I mean, we did have the top 10 at one point. We were able to, I won't say manipulate, but we understood that the outside lane has a very good chance of clearing the inside lane coming out of turn 2 and turn 4. You could just get these massive runs, and we would just get our guys up there. We would get Joe up there, get Brody up there, Frank, everybody that needed to cycle up to the front for us. We would just tell them to take the outside and ride the momentum with everybody up there, and everyone minded their P's and Q's. Nobody got too unruly and wrecking the field, so ended up working.
Yeah, you did a great job, man. Another Daytona win. Huge congratulations to you. I know you guys will be celebrating tonight, but man, phenomenal run, great strategy. You got it done.
Thank you so much, Eliza. I don't know why Daytona's so good to me, but I'm very grateful for it, and I'm also grateful for Dylan. He made this paint scheme, I buy power. This thing's gonna be
awesome
on the hood. Yeah, it's gonna be on the hood all season long, I think. And
nice.
All the I buy power cars looked really good tonight, so love that, and love it for FIWB that we could bring home a winner.
Absolutely. Huge congratulations to you and the team. Go celebrate.
Thank you very much, Liza.
All right, Matt, we got Mr. Austin Mitty. He did a phenomenal job, man. Struggled at the front, struggled at the start, but made his way back to the front by the end.
Indeed. Austin, Matt up in the booth. Congratulations on rallying back. You were outside pole. You didn't run there for very long. How did you manage to stay calm and fight your way back? Because that could very easily, you get dropped to the back of the field like that, it can very easily go wrong.
I had to drive through the pit, drive again on my lap down, and honestly, I don't even really know how I even finished second, bro. It's actually insane because I was 31st when that one caution came. I got my lap back, and there's 7 to go, something like that, and I don't know. I don't even know how. I put in the chat. I said 31st, the first, here I come. I was just trolling, but And then I don't know, I'm watching the replay. I don't know. I was like, my adrenaline was crazy. I was ripping. I was ready. It was fun.
Yeah, you got about a 3-car breakaways. They got side by side for about fourth on back there. What coming down into turn 3? Did you think of maybe trying to make a move and go for the win, or were you kind of committed to staying in behind the 11 there?
Yeah, when I seen it was Jimmy, I'm like, I gotta keep going because he's an OG. I've known him for a minute, so I didn't know if anybody was gonna come with me. It's either maybe somebody comes with me or they don't. Maybe I fall back to like 6th or 7th. I said I'll take second. It's pretty cool. From where how the race went. I was Sunday driving like for 60 laps, so
Absolutely a phenomenal job, and just you had to stay calm, right? Because like I said, it's so easy to get in your own head when something like that happens. Something out of your control puts you to the back, and you have to run around for a long portion of this race, riding around, knowing you've got a car that could potentially go up and win or run top 3, top 4. How did
yeah.
you just stay calm here?
Actually, I'm not gonna lie. I was pretty upset. It wasn't shocking. I mean, at outside pulling, of course, suppose I'd have to watch it back, but I thought I was lined up with Pete pretty good. I was just trying to get a jump so I can get in the lead coming out of 2 or something with Francis, but it probably wasn't a surprise to much people. They probably see, there goes, Austin Mitty dropped to the back because he has a black flag because he was outside pulling, he jumped it, but what it is. It's dope. I didn't think I was gonna finish second. I didn't think I was getting my lap back because of how many green flag, laps we were running.
Gotcha. And congratulations on rallying all the way back up to second. Great night for you. It's got to be a big confidence boost going into the rest of the season.
Oh, for sure. Hopefully, if he push Jimmy to the win, maybe he can, give me some tips and tricks for the, some of these tracks coming up. We'll see.
Yeah, we can hope, Austin. Great job. Great run tonight. Congratulations again.
Appreciate it, man. Thank you.
All right, and I believe now we got Joe Turley as well, our 3rd place finisher tonight.
We do. He started 12th, made up 9 spots throughout the race to finish 3rd here. But man, I'm sure it wasn't that easy. 12th to 3rd, no big deal, right? But man, it's Daytona. It's crazy. Joseph, take us through your race. How was the drafting? How was your run?
Honestly, I'm very happy with how we ran today. It was a lot. Just going back and forth and just, trying to find the right line and getting stuck in the wrong line, dropping from outside of the front rider of the outside lane, going all the way back to 12th, 15th, whatever it was, and then being able to come back up. And I just saw a gap in front of Jordan on a restart and was able to ride that all the way from like 12th on the restart to 5th on the bottom line. Caution comes out, and then now we're going into a green white checkered situation, just lined up on the bottom, and it was just like everything opened up exactly how it was supposed to, and that's really the only way you can do anything in this type of racing, with how everything's going with the car.
So true. Did you have a lot of team communication with trying to get up there, working with each other, or were you guys kind of separated for most of it and just had to try to figure it out?
I mean, we had our team communication, like me and Luke, we were together for a lot of it. He unfortunately got wrecked, so that kind of took me where I didn't have to worry about, where he was. I could just kind of make the moves I needed to make for my race, not necessarily worry about what else was going on. But I mean, we're good alliance with FIWB, so it's great to see them succeed. And if it's between going with them and going with someone else that I'm not as familiar with, I'm usually always going to just fade that way, because it's just a numbers thing on these super speedways, and if you can stay lined up, you're going to be golden.
For sure. Well, you finished top 3 tonight. A great start to the season. Next week is Las Vegas. How you feeling for that?
I'm feeling good about it. Not sure if I'm going to be there or not just quite yet, with just some appointments and stuff that are going on, but if I can make it, I feel pretty good about it. I did really well in NIS there.
Nice.
And just being able to get onto a track that, doesn't require as much drafting and as much mental games, just kind of getting out there and getting back into the flow of the normal oval life will be nice.
I hear you on that. It was a great race tonight. Great run out there, Joseph. Bringing home top 3. Fantastic momentum moving into the season. So congratulations on that.
Yeah, thank you so much. This is my first time in a post-race interview, so I'm enjoying it.
Is it really? No way.
Yes, I think the highest I finished at this point was like 4th.
Wow, that's crazy. All right, well, we have to have more of them, right? So we're going to do it.
That's the goal.
Well, that's awesome. Great to see then. I love it when that happens. So hopefully we'll have more of them. And man, fantastic race, Matt. These guys did so good. Such a fun race to watch. But you and I talked about it. It's got to be absolutely exhausting. You have to be on it all around you, left, right, the front, the back. You have to know what's going on at all times. So I bet a few of these guys are pretty tired.
Oh, I think more than a few. I think majority of these guys are tired. 3 up here are running off adrenaline from a great run on the final restart to get in the top 3. But I can guarantee you, almost everybody out here who finished this race all the way to the checkered flag are pretty well exhausted.
For sure. All right. Well, next week it is going to be Las Vegas. It's going to be a fun one. You guys, thank you so much for tuning in, watching the drivers. Cheering us on in the booth. You guys are amazing. We'll see you next week.
Take care, everybody.